Hello and a warm welcome to another edition of To The Point. Consensus and controversies have been the two contradictory faces of the Public Accounts Committee, which is also known as the mother of all the standing committees and is also known as the Postmortem Committee. What are the challenges before this committee? Joining me now is the current chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, who is also a senior Congress leader. I welcome Mr. K.V. Thomas on To The Point.
Thank you.
Let me begin by asking you about the most recent controversy when you actually took a suo motu decision of examining Prime Minister Narendra Modi's demonetization policy. At the very outset, I would like to understand from you, was there some kind of a message hidden in that suo motu decision which you took?
When I put up this issue before the people of this country, there is a background. It is on November 8th night, Prime Minister made this decision and announced to the people of this country that 500 and 1000 rupee notes should be demonetized. And at that time, the notice has gone to call the winter session of the Parliament. So when the PAC met next time, almost every member cutting across the party lines told me that we have to examine the economic situation of the country after demonetization, everybody. So I told them, Prime Minister has announced that by the end of January, everything will be normal. So when some of the members suggested we should have immediately called the Reserve Bank Governor, the senior officers of the Ministry of Finance who are handling this, to examine this particular situation. I said, let us wait. I did not want to put any politics into this particular issue of demonetization. Even in the beginning, I supported the Prime Minister. I said publicly, if it is to bring the black money, if it is to curb the corruption in the system, okay, we welcome him. But I feared, I had my fear whether adequate preparations have been made. This was my doubt. But I told my members that let us wait till January. So we decided at that time to call the PAC on this particular issue of the impact of demonetization on the Indian economy in January. That is what has actually happened.
But your explanation is a very simplistic explanation of a situation which you wanted to analyze before the nation.
Correct.
But the way it was perceived by the media, the way it was perceived by the political analysts, it looked like a full-blown controversy. That Mr. K.V. Thomas is trying to put the Prime Minister in the dock. That was a
what
message.
I said, then, just like you, one of the senior journalists in Delhi came to me, asked Professor Thomas, suppose after your interaction with the Reserve Bank Governor and the senior officers, and if the committee is not satisfied or convinced, then what steps you can take? I said, the committee will take a decision. Then again the senior journalist asked me, can you call the Prime Minister? Then I said, this is the rule. The rule and procedure of the Lok Sabha is that the committee can call anybody, any person. And if it is in the case of a minister, one, the committee has to be unanimous. Second, the permission of the speaker is needed. And if it is a minister, my contention, which is what Murali Manohar Joshi followed in the case of the JPC on 2G spectrum, that the minister can be the Prime Minister, because he is first among the equals.
But as far as I remember, till the time the committee invited the RBI Governor Urjit Patel and other finance officials, there was no problem. But all hell broke loose when the story came out that Mr. K.V. Thomas has summoned the Prime Minister. Why do you think generally, I'm talking about not only about this particular episode, but why is it that whenever a particular, supposing if a Prime Minister or a Cabinet Minister is summoned in a public hearing, the ruling party, creates a hue and cry about it?
At the time of 2G spectrum, when Murali Manohar Joshi decided that the PM should be called, the then Prime Minister agreed. Dr. Manmohan said, I will come. Even though that did not happen, he agreed to come. So I don't find there's nothing wrong in calling even the Prime Minister. But my statement was not that I will call the Prime Minister. I said this is the procedure, what I understand. If the committee is unanimous and if the Speaker agrees, then you can call the Minister. And If you are calling the minister, you can call the Prime Minister. He is the first among the equal. That is
Right.
what I said.
Right.
I didn't say that I am going to call the Prime Minister. This is what I said.
But Mr. Thomas, my question to you is that if most of the leaders in the committee are from the ruling party, you were also quoting the rules, you were quoting the procedures, which very well the parliamentarians understand that this is the procedure under which you can call a Prime Minister, this is the procedure under which you can call other parliamentarians. So why is it that such a big issue is made if they are very familiar with the rules?
What has happened, some of my colleagues were later suggesting that there is a direction from the speaker, not the rule. Rule is, there is a direction from the speaker.
So is there an ambiguity between
There
a
is a
direction
difference
and a
between
rule?
the rule, there is a difference from the direction. Rule is about the direction, but we always accept the direction of the speaker. So there is a direction from the speaker that ministers should not be called. But it also says, when all the deliberations are over on a particular subject, and if the chairman feels that he should interact with the concerned minister, he has got the right. That is also in that. So basically, my stand is correct. I am not taken this stand because Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister. I have taken this stand because Public Accounts Committee is an institution of the Parliament. We should not denigrate the institution. Tomorrow Narendra Modi will go, somebody else can come.
So your message, which means that when you said that suo motu, you're going to examine the demonetization decision and you have the right to go and talk to the Prime Minister, or you have the right to call the Prime Minister. So was there a message for the institution of the Public Accounts Committee? You had a message, a larger message?
Yes, but I want to protect this institution. That is why in 1915, after 15 years, we had a meeting of the chairman of the PSUs of the state legislatures in Delhi. Speaker called that meeting. 2 days convention took place. Then we decided to have a subcommittee. And Mr. Dubey as the chairman, we constituted a committee. That committee has suggested the same thing. Even media persons can be allowed to hear what is happening in the PSC on important issues. That also suggested we can call the ministers. So these things have come in the Dubey's recommendations, which is the recommendation of the committee.
Why is there so much of ambiguity as far as the powers of the chairman are concerned? You yourself are in that seat right now. And when you talk about the actual powers of the chairman of the PAC, people generally say that, you know, this body is turning into a toothless body. It doesn't have the powers of implementation. You have been into the seat for so long. What do you feel is a real problem?
Actually, the committee has the powers. There is an action taken report. Okay. Suppose, see what we do. First, the CAG examines any financial transaction because our duty is to look into the consolidated fund of India. Any transaction which involves the money of the people, we are involved. We have got a right to intervene. So CAG looks into it. CAG sent to the report to the President of India. President of India sent to the concerned ministries. It comes to the Parliament. From there it comes to PSC. So a lot of steps going one by one to scrutinize the transactions in the consolidated fund of India. So when it comes to us, we all also have a main committee, 21 members. Then we have got several subcommittees. For example, railway, there is a subcommittee. Financial matter. There
was another controversy as to who should be the convener of the subcommittees recently when you said that I have the powers.
Yes, I have the powers, not the KV Thomas. Okay. The chairman of the committee has the full powers. It has been very clearly said the chairman decides the nature of the committee. Then if the committee is considered, who should be the convener, who should be the additional convener or alternate convener, all these things are specifically said. That is what I said. I did not discriminate. Out of the 5 committees, actually 2 has gone to BJP.
Right. But if I am to understand correctly from what all you have just told me, as a very basic question and as a commoner would perceive, I would probably ask you that is PAC also becoming a platform of political vendetta? Because a common man on the street probably would see it that, you know, Prime Minister, take for example demonetization, Prime Minister did not come in the House. He did not speak on demonetization, even though opposition was demanding a statement from him, some kind of a discussion which did not take place. So some analysts also said that, okay, Prime Minister did not make a statement in the House, so PAC will summon the Prime Minister, and that becomes another opportunity for the opposition to embarrass the government. on that particular policy?
Embarrassing the government. See, it is, everybody knows it is the Prime Minister who took the responsibility of demonetization. He made this announcement. Okay. And when he made the announcement, he made this announcement after the House has been called. Right. Usually when the House has been called and if an important decision has been taken in between, then the first day of the Parliament, the concerned minister should come and make a statement how this has happened. Right. Here the concerned minister is the Prime Minister, or even they can say it is the Finance Minister. None of them came. They did not make a statement why the demonetization has been done, why they have implemented that. Even now, we don't know what is the impact, how much money has come back, how much black money is there, who took this decision, whether this decision was taken by the government or by the RBI. Right. So, our usual contention, our practice is, it is the RBI.
But till date, have you been able to elicit a satisfactory answer from RBI governor or even the finance minister?
When we called, not only we have called, other committees have also called the RBI
right.
governor. We did not expect at that point of time, because the budget is on the way. Second, elections are taking place in different parts of the country. So, in that context, we did not expect a straight answer, neither from the Reserve Bank governor nor from the officers, but we want to get some idea what has actually happened. We are calling them again. That is why after the session.
But talking purely about the symbolism of what happened, a PAC chairman calling the Prime Minister, which it actually didn't happen, or you calling the minister, and the very fact that you are a congressman and you're calling the people in the government. So, obviously, you have certain powers which you are trying to exercise. So, if you talk about the symbolism of the event and the way things happened, people would really say that Congress has outnumbered BJP, because BJP took an off-the-cut decision. Suddenly at 12 midnight, Prime Minister announced that, all these no currency notes will be banned. So, this was one opportunity for Congress to outnumber BJP. Would you also see that? No, not talking as a chairperson, but purely from the political point of view.
Politically, leave alone I am the chairman of the PSC. As a member of the parliament, as an ordinary citizen, I think PM is destroying all institutions one after another. Okay. For example, this demonetization. Earlier also it has happened and nobody has boosted for that. What he said? He said he is going to unearth the black money. Corruption will be stopped. And he also told the people by the end of December, everything will be okay. Then what happened in December? December he switched over to some other subjects. He said this is for digitalization, e-commerce, India is going to be a new country, cashless economy. Where are we? Are we prepared for a cashless economy? I was the food minister of this country who introduced the food security bill. At that time, I also want to pass on the subsidy by the bank accounts, so that it will reach the real people. It's a good idea, nothing wrong with that. But are we prepared? At that time, 60% of the people did not have bank accounts. It may be now 40%. At least 40% in a country of 130 crores of people is not a small number. And have you got the machinery? Have you got the technology? Is our spectrums are ready? Our computers are ready?
Right. You're talking about the practical difficulties which the nation is facing, and in the face of that, if this decision of demonetization comes in. But you just spoke about the way institutions are being destroyed. But what about the institution of the Public Accounts Committee? Because there are reports that immediately after you took the decision of, explicitly saying that you have the powers to summon Prime Minister, there were reports within the corridors of power that probably NDA government is trying to review these committees, and probably the chairmanship, the process of selecting the chairman of the standing committee. Have you also heard reports,
no,
anything like this?
Some of the senior journalists have written that story also from next term, because by April my term will be over, because this is every year.
The monsoon session, after monsoon session,
after April 30th is the last day of my term, because this is 1 year term. Fortunately, I am one of the members who have got 3 terms consecutively in the same Lok Sabha. So I am happy that the speaker has the trust on me, and my party has put that much trust on me to lead this important committee. And our committee was going so far very well, very smoothly. In the last 3 years, we have submitted 75 reports unanimously. If it is not unanimous, we cannot place the reports, and we work as a family, because I have never brought politics into this. Only when this demonetization came, and when it went out of the way, when everything must have been crashing throughout the country, people, the farmers, the traders, all sections of the society, when they started resisting, murmur campaign, everybody first appreciated because this was against corruption.
But Mr. Thomas, when you say that, I don't bring politics into it, is it not easier said than done? I'm also talking about your predecessors like Murli Manohar Joshi, when they were dealing with the 2G scam, the coal allocation, coal block allocation scam, all these things, it seems that the chairman of the PAC is sitting on a bomb. And that's how it is perceived.
Okay, see, we have to manage this. We have to carry everybody together. In any parliamentary committee, the chairman has to carry the members, and members have their own politics. There is no doubt about it. In a democratic country where political parties are playing an important role, definitely politics will come in. But when we function for the people of this country. So that, I think, last 3 years, I had the full support of the members on a large number of issues, like KG Basin, the Reliance gas issue, then in the case of spectrum, in the case of Commonwealth Games, so many sensitive issues we have discussed, we have submitted the report to the parliament. Here also, I think, because this particular demonetization, you see, after December, everybody found it going out of the way. See, everybody felt that by December everything will be over, enough cash would be.
But the timing of your statement was also very crucial, because 5 states were going to elections, and your statement coming at a time when all these states go to polls.
And now let the people discuss. My point is, let there be deliberations in the within the people, within the society, within important institutions in the country, how far we should go, how transparent should be our democratic system. If Prime Minister can come before the Parliament, why not? That was my question. Why not before an important parliamentary committee? I am not asking that Prime Minister should be called an insultant. No. Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of this country, whether it is Narendra Modi, whether it is Manmohan Singh, whether tomorrow somebody else, he is the Prime Minister. We respect the Prime Minister, but he is not the Prime Minister answerable to the people of this country. If he is answerable to the people of this country, he is answerable to the Parliament, he is answerable to the Parliament committees.
But we have seen that the proceedings of the PAC, they are all in camera. Yeah. And you have been vouching for the fact that journalists should be allowed to, cover these meetings.
One of the contentions we had always, because ours is a democratic country. Now, all the parliament proceedings can be seen by the people, because media is being allowed, and media has become so powerful. It is not only the print media, the electronic media has come in. And if you don't give the correct picture, somehow it will leak out.
But with the PAC reports, we have always seen half-baked, leaked information comes out.
Yeah, that is
and
what
somehow,
I said.
People try to distort what you want to say.
Yes, 2015, we had a meeting of the chairman of the PAC, so state assemblies in Delhi, 2 days meeting. And one of the deliberations was how the PACs have to be strengthened. Then Mr. Dubey as the chairman, we had a committee. That committee has recommended. One of the recommendations was on important deliberations of the PAC, the media can be allowed. The same thing has happened when we had meeting of the PAC chairman of the Commonwealth countries in London, or the Pacification countries in Australia. I have gone many times. They said we have to strengthen the PAC. For that, all the deliberations of the PAC should become transparent, and people should know what is happening. There, the media has an important role.
You are talking about strengthening the PAC, but I also read reports which said that probably once your tenure gets over, Congress might be denied the post of the chairman, citing the reason the way the deputy speakership has been assigned to Thambidurai, who is from AIADMK, and BJP might say that Congress doesn't have the 1/10 strength of the Lok Sabha, so that post will be denied to Congress. Do you see the possibility? Do you even see the possibility of that happening?
Just the wisdom beyond the ruling government, ruling party also, because democracy is democracy, and no political party who are in power, either in the center or the state, should think that they will be always in power. The people of this country are so intelligent. The governments are being elected and government is being defeated.
But what happens if the post of the chairman goes to maybe somebody from AIADMK?
Let us see. At that point of time, we will decide. Let the people. See, my contention is the people are the best judges. They are looking into all what is happening in the country. They are analyzing the political activities. They are analyzing the government. They are analyzing the work of the government. So, and then finally they take a decision. That we have seen in all the elections, unpredicted.
What is your assessment? What is the biggest challenge before the Public Accounts Committee at the moment?
We have to make the administration transparent, accountable.
But when you talk about making it transparent, when you talk about making it, powerful, at the same time, no matter how much you quote about unanimity and consensus, at the end of the meeting and the way it is perceived by the media, the way it is perceived by the political class, it just seems that it is not powerful, it doesn't have too many powers, and actually at the end of the day the objective is lost.
See, that is why we have got a subcommittee to see that the recommendations of the PAC are being implemented. Okay. Because once our report is unanimous and submitted before the parliament, it becomes the property of the parliament. It becomes powerful. The government in power has to implement that. So, PSC, whatever said and done, it may not be 100% powerful as we think about it, but it is still one of the wings of the parliament which is implementing the wish of the people, and especially the monetary matters, the financial matters. So, I think it may not be to that strength it may not have, but still it is the only tool which can powerfully act against any agency, any person, any political power, any ruler, which is misusing the consolidated fund of India, which is misusing the constitutional provisions.
But don't you think that all this will happen only if you have the powers to hand out harsher punishments to the people? That is not happening. None of the members are liable to do it.
See, at least there is a watchdog.
Your dog may
not bite, but still it is barking. Now it is barking, but as time comes, it will bite.
You have used the word barking, so what else do I say? But what I am trying to say is that it's very symbolic in nature. The entire meaning of it, when I say that the objective is lost, the meaning of it, the message of it is all very symbolic.
Institution, whatever said and done. See, we have taken decision on 75 subjects, not small subjects, like Commonwealth gain, like 2G spectrum, like KGPs. We have taken, okay, this particular subject, it has everybody admits there is a political angle for that. We cannot demand.
But I like the optimism which you are citing in the institution, and we look forward to what all is happening in PAC. But taking you away from the Public Accounts Committee and talking to you purely as a journalist to someone who is a senior Congress leader, you are someone who is very close to the Gandhi family. And what about Priyanka Gandhi's decision to jump into active politics? We have been hearing from long that she might take an active role. When is that happening?
See, after Rajivji's demise and Kesariji was the ICC president, we felt that Congress is slowly losing the grip with the people. We need a leader. So, we went to Madam Sonia Gandhi. From the very beginning, she was against coming into any political arena. She even did not, later she did not even accept the prime ministership of this country. Such a woman who was purely a housewife, an Indian wife, we pleaded because for the party. And for the Nehru family, Congress is all for them. It's above anything. So, we requested Madam Gandhi to come. She led the party to power, and Congress is still united because she is the Gandhi family. Now, after we lost the power, or during the Tier 2 government also, we felt Priyanka has a role to play. Only because when we see Priyanka, it is not my case also. The hundreds and thousands of people in this country who love Congress see Indira Gandhi in her face. Always. Always a person has got some charisma. So when we look at Priyanka Gandhi, we think about Indira Gandhi and all congressmen, including me. I was only a teenager when Indira Gandhi was in power.
But many congressmen are also losing the hope that she will actually join active politics. Many have started saying it off the record.
We are all, many of us said that Priyanka has to give a lead. Not that pushing down Rahul Gandhi away. Okay, Sonia Gandhi is there as a president, as a leader. Then Rahul Gandhi is doing a good work. He is a good man. Everybody knows. He is a very good man, having a character, has got an aim.
But is it also a dilemma for Madam Sonia Gandhi to, even think about whom should she push more aggressively, whether Priyanka Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi?
No, both can. What is it after? But we accept the leadership of Rahul Gandhi, then Priyanka can also help. I am a congressman. I want that Congress has to come back. The importance and the contribution of the Congress becomes relevant when a non-Congress party comes to power. Within 2.5 hours, what type the India has shaped by this BJP people, communal riot, communal fight, economic recessions.
But despite all these issues and the opportunity which Congress has got as an opposition to raise these issues and put the government in the dock, why do we see that there is a general decline of Congress? We don't see the workers very enthused. We don't see the cadres very encouraged on the ground.
Congress party has seen worse days during Indira Gandhi's period also. She has brought it back. Now also we have got bad days, we no doubt about it, but we will come back. But this BJP government is there only for 2.5 years. We have ruled this country for 60 years. Now, after a party like Congress.
What about 2019? I have to wind up the show. What about 2019? Is Congress going to become a platform for all the non-BJP parties to come together and face Narendra Modi?
No doubt. Under the leadership of Congress party, we will have a new government which will be led by the Congress party. And at that point of time, people will compare between what Congress and non-BJP parties have done to the government and what BJP has done.
Okay, wish you all the best, Mr. Thomas. So that's it on this episode of To The Point. See you next time with another personality. Goodbye and thanks for watching.